Okay, I want to talk about the Congressional Black Caucus chair, Congressman Cedric Richmond, who has been on one this week. And I think everybody's quietly cheering him on, and some people are publicly cheering him on. So this week, I'll start with the invite that he received from the Honorable Omarosa. So the White House, for people who don't know, the White House via Omarosa sent a letter to the Congressional Black Caucus inviting all 49 members to come to a meeting at the White House. They had this meeting in March a while ago. Nothing came from it. I feel like most of the members felt like it was a photo op. They weren't very excited about being there. However, they did come with a dossier, a booklet of here's what we have to lose, because we all remember Donald Trump so eloquently saying, what the hell do black people have to lose by voting for him? And we're learning that every single day during his administration. So this time around, they declined the invitation, and the letter that they used to decline, if you read it out loud on top of a hot beat, it could rival Biggie and Tupac for one of the hottest diss tracks around, because he leveled this president. And he closed the letter by saying, I don't see how a social gathering would help us advocate the policy that we're fighting for. So no thank you. I loved it.
And what we know about how the president does his meetings is he likes to get everybody in the room. They go in the Oval Office, and then he sits at the table at the desk, and everyone stands around him as if they're speaking to the dear leader. What I respect so much about what Cedric Richmond, Congressman Richmond, did at the first CBC meeting is that they refused to go in the Oval Office. They made him sit at the Roosevelt Room table, and they all, or maybe it was a cabinet table, I don't know, but they were talking to him across the table as equals in the legislative process, which they are, and not as sycophants in the Oval Office.
Jamal and I talked about this a little bit, about if you're a special assistant to the president, do you warrant the title the Honorable? Because Omarosa signed her letter, the Honorable. Yes, you do. Jamal proved me wrong. He said you can be called the Honorable. But what I found interesting about it was she referred to herself as the Honorable. Mm-hmm. Typically, that's how someone is a salutation to a letter addressed to you, not how you refer to yourself. And so after...
When we invited Chuck, we called him the Honorable in the letter.
Well, he demanded that.
It would have said, Your Majesty. Let's keep it straight. I'm going to haul over here. Y'all going to call me, and I need some green M&Ms.
That's only for public gatherings,
right?
Though. That's only...
We're amongst friends here.
Exactly. So I don't know if you guys saw that she tweeted out after the congressman declined the invitation, and she tweeted out, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. I just thought that is such bullshit, because she's supposed to be the person who advocates for the black community as the director of communications and OPE. And essentially she's saying to the 49 members of the Congressional Black Caucus who represent the interests, politics, and policy of many communities across this country that now you're on the menu. It's just petulant and quite consistent with this administration.